I've done the recording.
Okay.
So good afternoon, everyone. I've been taking sessions since morning, so I was had to check my time. That what is it? Is it evening? Is it still it's still going afternoon, or we are jumped into the evening part? So good afternoon, everyone. The good part for today's session is that we've been in the session since morning, so all the queries that have been raised since morning, those will become the examples for today's session. So practical queries will prevail in this session. Now, I'm sure everyone knows how to log into the SEC online. So we'll just quickly just jump into the login screen and get into the research part. Now, just to a good quick refresher that what all SEC includes, we have your entire Supreme Court of India judgments. All the high courts are available over here. Various tribunals, your central acts, state acts, rules and regulation, central rules and regulations, then notification circulars, instructions, those will come over here. Bills in Parliament, as passed by one of the houses or as introduced in one of the houses, will be made a part of it. Then you have articles from various journals, not only restricted to SEC journals, but other alliances that we have made over the years. So those journals will also be a part of this. Apart from that, treaties and conventions, law commission report, consent assembly debate, and other commission reports will also be a part of this. Is now a part of this database. So when you're doing all these searches, if you use any of these tiles that we see on the screen, it will fetch the information from the same data, right? The only difference in this the different colors of tiles is that what do you have. Accordingly, you'll choose that particular tab, and if you don't have anything, then rather than going to the blue tiles, you'll go to the red tiles. So just a major difference between the two tiles. I'm sure everyone is already doing that. The blue tile, which is research, we'll use them when we have a party name citation, when we have something in hand to search with. However, sometimes we do not have clarity on what should be searched for, but we know that which domain or which section of the information that are information that this particular section that we should be referring to get this information. So if that comes in, then your browse would be your best friend. Mohit, could you take us through the browse acts and rules?
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So members, as you can see it over here, browse acts and rules is a very important tile, as whenever you would like to see the information coming from the acts, coming from the Constitution of India, as well as the central notifications and the state notification, you can certainly visit this particular tile. In this tile, as you can see, this is a very easy to use kind of a format. You click on the left hand side and you'll get the information on the right hand side. So I'll just take an example over here. So I'll click on Central Acts. Under Central Acts, I have the commonly used acts which are there in the courts have been kept over here, and the rest of the acts have been kept in the alphabetical order, as you can see it over here. So let's click on any act now. Let's click on, for example, let's say IPC. We click on Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, and this whole act will be populated on the right hand side. Now, if any question comes up that how can we save this whole act onto our machine, then we can certainly click on this save icon. This whole act will be saved. It can be emailed, it can be printed out. Certainly, for our later examples, we can also show you how you can save the document inside of a folder. Now, this whole act has been populated. You can either click on any index, any section, or you can just scroll down and jump towards that particular section. So I'll just click on any section over here.
Now this is something that everyone must be wondering that the Bail Act is available. Why we are putting emphasis too much of emphasis on it? Now, if you see this, as we scroll down further, you have these. Mohit, can you just scroll up or down? Either ways. Just show me the blue color boxes.
Sure. There you go, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so this says nature of bar against filing application of initiating of CIRP. Mohit, can you take the? I think there's one which you just left on the starting. There was some difference between the central and state act, something like that. Something if you scroll up,
Okay.
scroll
Sure,
up in
sir.
the starting. Uh, no, just go up. I think there was something interesting that I just missed out. Go up.
Shall I go to the index?
Yeah. Go to the starting. Go to the starting, like the initial starting of this act, and then scroll down.
Okay. There you go. This is the
And
starting,
scroll
sir.
down. Yeah. Just what was that above that? There was something above that, right? Yeah. Just show
Yeah.
me that. Yeah, this one.
Inconsistent. Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is about inconsistencies between central and state act. Now this as a topic, if I do a search, if I do a word search, I might get judgments on it. But what is happening over here is, it says the insolvency code is a parliamentary law that is an exhaustive code and other things. And then at the end it says Maharashtra Act, Innovative Industries versus ICICI, and the citation is given over here. What is happening over here is that if you do a search, you might get judgments on it, like 10, 20, or 100. But the editorial department, which make the head notes for SCC, they have started doing this work that on this topic, this is one of the most important judgment. And in case after reading the paragraph that you just read, this is a paragraph which has been lifted from the judgment. If this makes sense, you can simply click on the citation, which is mentioned at the bottom, and the full judgment will open up into a different window. So this is the simpler way you can go through it. And there's another thing. So this is, wait a sec, What we've done right now is that we have gone from the Bayer Act to the judgment. Now there's another, feature that we have included, I think very recently, I think it's not even 2 months old. That is, when you're seeing the Bayer Acts, now if you see this, it says Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, then Constitution of India, Article 254 and others. Now these are all hyperlinked now. Let's suppose I want to see the entire Constitution of India. I can click on the Constitution of India. The entire Constitution will open up into a different window. So the Bayer Act will open up. You don't have to go out, and search for it. And let's suppose I want to see what Article 254 talks about. I want to see the language of 254. Just click on 254. Only 254 article will open up. This has been done for the section numbers, subsection number, order, rules. Everything has been now mapped. So that saves that time in case when you want to refer to the to the Bayer Act when you're reading a judgment. So this is one thing that we've done. So that if you see Insolvency Bankruptcy Code Section 7, so if I click on Section 7, only Section 7 will open up on the screen. So the linkage from the Bayer Act to the judgment is made, and the vice versa has also been taken care of. Mohit,
Yes.
could you please close it?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. There you go.
Yes. So this is one thing is there. If you can see on the left hand side is amending acts, rules, regulations, orders, schemes, and all. This is not done for all the. I'll add it. No worries. I'll add it. So this is not done for all the acts, but for few selective. So IBC was the first one that we started working on. I'll be very honest with you. That wherein we started with this commentary section. So we had more time, so we could get the amending acts, rules, regulation, everything. But this is what is the plan for the other acts as well. We get all the information in one place, right? So that being done, and if I was, Mohit, can you please scroll down the second column?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, and we can see that this blue color boxes will prevail. State amendments is there, and then please scroll down, Mohit.
Sure, sir.
These blue color boxes will be there in all the central acts. So you can expect this kind of information pouring in. And it's not one judgment. Sometimes we'll give you 2 or 3 judgments as well. So depending on what the editorial department members feel that there's one judgment important or 1 or 2 judgments, they will keep it there, right? Let's go back to the dashboards.
Okay, sir.
And Mohit, should we take care of the credit pass first? Credit topics?
Yes, I guess we can complete the library part and then we'll talk on the research section.
Okay, so, okay, go ahead.
Sure, sir. Members, as we can see, we have already completed the browse acts and rules. Most of the ties works in the same fashion that we click on the left hand side in the library portions and then we get the information on the right hand side. Over here, now we are going towards the browse created topics, which Mr. Chetan sir has already mentioned is a newly added tile, which gives you a wide spectrum of different heads which are there as added by the editorial team. As you can see, it depends from practitioner to practitioner, from advocate to advocate, in which particular area they deal with. So some of the advocates practice in public law, some of the advocates practice in taxation, some of the members practice in environmental law. So it depends. So according to them, what we have done over here is we have made big headings in which there are several categories through which they can get all the data in one place. So let us now click on any category and let us see what type of data do we get. So we are going with corporate and commercial law over here.
This is still being this tiles, this feature or query topic is still under construction. When I say under construction, the work is in progress, not in construction, but the work is being done. So the corporate and commercial law, for example, this is the first one that we have done. So the topics have been, the list is huge. If we go to environmental law, I think there are only 5 or 6 topics for now over there. Taxation only has 1, and that's what is happening. So, but I think you'll get an idea that what you can expect. So Mohit.
Absolutely. So now whenever you click on any headings, it is obvious that that category contains many subcategories in it. So as we have clicked on corporate and commercial law, we get aviation, companies law, competition law. So let's click on any one of them, for example. Now what you're getting is all the information which is talking about all the documents which are specifically talking about the competition law under different heads. As we can see, we are getting the statutes, we are getting rules and regulations, notifications, important handpicked case laws, and some important legal articles as well on competition law. Let's click on statutes over here. So we click on it, and then what we see is that obviously Competition Act 2002 discuss about the competition law. However, we have also added some other documents in it in which some other act and sections are discussing regarding the competition law. So as we can see, Electricity Act 2003, all 31 also discusses regarding the competition law. So whichever act and whichever section talks about this particular category, it will be added near the tile to get the information of this particular category. Every information is available in one place. That is statutes. We also have rules and regulations, as you can see it from the CCI, from the Compact. We'll just close it now. And most importantly, what the members are looking for are the important handpicked case laws. So these are handful, but these are very important case laws as per our editorial team of Eastern Book Company. So as we can see, all the important case laws are over here. You can read the whole case law. You can save it, email it, or print it. So all in all, this is a new tile which gives you the data in one place to whichever category you have clicked on.
Mohit, can you go back to topic and in the corporate and commercial and the query topics and corporate and commercial law, just take security law.
Okay, security. Okay.
In the corporate and commercial.
Sure.
So we saw around 5 headings were there. These will change with the topic. So if we take the security law, I'm assuming that security law has some extra elements to it. Yes. So now if you can see, there are bills, there are treaties and conventions, there are committee reports, there are policy documents. So whatever we think that would be relevant to that very topic, that we'll keep on adding. It's not a mandate that we'll only have 5 heads. Sometimes we'll have 6, sometimes we'll have 7, depending the topic that you have picked up for a choice.
Yes.
And all this can be saved. All this can be printed out. There is no restriction as such. And the good part is that when you're looking at the case law or anything, you don't have to note down the party name or something. You simply see it over here. It's in front of you. You just click on it. You can read about it. And sometimes, like this one, it is not even giving you the full judgment. It's giving you only a head note, which is related to the topic of our choice, right? That is security law. That means that on this judgment, that is SEBI versus Sahara India Real Estate, this particular heading, this particular head note is what is relevant to the topic. And if Mohit, if you scroll down on the top, what is the heading? It says Section 55 of Companies Act. And that's what we've been talking about, jurisdiction of over unlisted companies, interim order, and some other things I mentioned over there. So rather than even giving you full judgment and then making you, you might feel lost at where should I go in the judgment. The judgment might be 200 pages. This will also be taken care of. That is only one point has been discussed. So only one point gets lifted up from the judgment and is placed under this folder of case law. Mohit?
Absolutely.
Let's take the example. Let's go back to dashboards. there is a lot of time the question is raised that what is the frequency, that how often that this particular judgment software gets updated. So within 48 hours, 72 hours, we get Supreme Court judgments. However, the updation of several things, keeps on happening throughout the day. So there is not one day that I can say that, okay, we have uploaded everything and now for next week, nothing will upload it. No, the work keeps on going on. But let's see that you want to see the judgment date wise. So there's an option of browse judgment by court. So you can click on that, judgment by court.
I guess my internet just went off. Okay, yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Now it's working, yes.
Okay. And now if you can click on Supreme Court.
Yes.
It gives you year-wise bifurcation. Let's take the latest one and let's see if we have anything from May. So May 25th, we are sitting on 29th today. Now this is because of the pandemic, we are not going, because every day a person used to go to Supreme Court and get the certified copies. We only work on certified copies. I'm sure by now everyone knows about this. So because of the delay, we are not going every day, we're going once in a week. And that's why this all thing is happening. But if you see the high courts as well, the high courts will also be, a week, gap. So this is where you can see the judgments. And also, Mohit, can you go back to the browse? It's not only about SEC. Even if you are referring to, Mohit, just go to browse law reports. Yes. Even if you want to see the, the AIC, ALT, DRJ, DLT, all these journals. Mohit, can you see AIC?
AIC. Okay.
Yeah, let's take AIC. And 2021. So we are giving you their index as well of their volumes. Now, is this a complete index? No. Let me be very, very, blunt on this part. This is not the complete index. These are those judgments that we have published and they have also published. And we have mapped them with the equivalent citation. Because any judgment which is not published by SEC Online and been published by AIC, assuming that AIC is not our, we don't have an alliance with them. So we don't have the original copy that coming up from their end. However, if it would have been ILR or DRJ, DLT, Gaudy Law Times, Martial Law Journal, we have a tie-up with them. So when you see it, you'll get their copy, exact the way it was printed in their law reports. So that's another part that you can go through it, right? So these are all ILRs. We have tied up with, I think, 7 or 8 ILRs already, and we're getting, and all this will have your true printout. Mohit, can you show a true printout of this? Is this ILR judgment?
Yeah, ILR Bombay, sir.
Yeah, can you take any judgment over here?
Yeah. It's a pretty old judgment, so I'm just taking it as an example.
Okay, it's a pretty old one. So take the true printout. So in the print option, if you can see, sir, ma'am, there are two options: a true print. The other one is a non-true print. Non-true print is an internet printout, so we will leave that part. Click on the true print. Now, considering that we cannot just take print, we cannot go to the library now, and we cannot access all that books and everything. For I think a lot of other reasons as well. When we take a print from here and from the our alliance journals, you'll get the exact photocopy printout of those journals as well. So it's not limited to only SEC journals, ILRs, DRJ, DLT, like I mentioned, and all this list is already available on the website in the data coverage. We will show it to you after the session. And this is the original format, and it's as good as having a ILR library in your computer. Mohit, can we go back?
Yes, sir.
So I think this is what the browse is all about. You click, you select, you get the information. So there's nothing need to be as such typed. Mohit, what we'll do is today we'll do the word search in the last, because I think word search is what I think all the members really focus on. So we will give a lot of examples on word search and take the examples of the members. So we'll start from the other features. We'll start from words and phrases. And I don't know if members would be interested in GST rate finder or not. So we'll start with word and phrases, Mohit. So please.
Absolutely. So members, words and phrases gives you the information of whichever word you would like to see the meaning of. The sources of information on which you are going to see the meaning are two. First of all, if any judge has defined that particular meaning in his or her judgment. Else, the second source of information is the Walton Dictionary of Law. So whichever word you would like to see the meaning upon, first of all, you would like to enter that word. So I'm just taking the pale over here, or I can take bias for an example. I type bias over here, click on show. Now this information which is pouring in is a paragraph. So paragraph number 1 starts from here and it goes till here. In this judgment, that is transport department versus so and so, in this judgment, a judge has defined what is the meaning of bias. Similarly, we have read some several other judgments and we found that there is one more judgment in which bias was what was defined, and that is how we put that content over here. And the second source of information which you can see is with the abbreviation of what. So Water Dictionary of Law definitions have also been kept in the words and phrases. So whichever word would you like to see the meaning upon, you can certainly come over here, type that meaning, and you'll get the information right away. Not only that, you can also click on the citation, open that same judgment right from here. Chetan sir, would you like to add something over here?
No, Mohit, I think this is good enough.
All right, going back to the dashboard. So shall we go with the find a party name, sir? All right, let us go with the find my party name members. In find my party name, what we can do is we have two different methods available over here. First of all, we can search by party name with the respective codes and the party name. And the second one is search by famous case names. The second method is restricted towards the national media headline cases such as Babri Masjid case, Triple Talaq case, Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, Mumbai blast case. So whichever case.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes,
sorry.
Now we can hear you, sir.
Yeah, sorry. I think there was something wrong with my mic. Yes. Yeah, sorry. Please continue. I just wanted to check.
Yeah. All right. So the second method, which is search by famous case names, is only restricted towards the national media headline cases. I've already given you some examples. So whenever you have the national media headline, but you do not have the citation or party name, you can certainly type that headline. So I'm just taking a case of Babri Masjid case. I type in the headline, I click on find case, and that's how I get the whole judgment over here. But now, most of the members always use this standard feature of finding the case by party name, in which first of all, they select the code. Either they have the name of the code or either they do not have that information. So if it is the second scenario in which you do not have the code information available, you can click on all jurisdiction. So I'll click on all jurisdiction, and now you can enter the party name. Now, sometimes if we have any confusion with the party name, we can still enter the partial party name available for us. So for example, if I take the case of A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras, I click on find case, I will get that case. But if I do not have the full party name available, let's say I only have A.K. Gopalan, but not the other party name, but I do remember that it was delivered from Supreme Court of India, I select Supreme Court, click on find case again. Again, the software will give me the best perfect matches for my result. So A.K. Gopalan from 1966, from 1969, and from 1950 as well.
So Mohit, you're saying that I don't have to write a full party name. What if I remember only two words, Gopalan and Madras? Then what?
Still we can search that particular query.
And should I write verses in between?
No, sir. No verses, no v dot is required while writing the party name. Okay. So I'll just go with
is there a format that I need to write the first party first and second party after that?
No, sir. Certainly there is no format for that. You can write it either ways.
Okay. And you're also getting SCR, MLJ, MWN, criminal law journals, equivalent citation on this screen itself.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. As you can say, if you wanted to note down any equivalent citation and go to find by citation, we have mapped our database in such a way that whenever you enter any equivalent citations over there, you will still get the same judgment. We click on the go button and this judgment will be opened up into my screen. I would highly recommend the members to please, whenever they are researching on one particular case, I request them to please open the case via find by party name or via find by citation. The reason is very simple. That is, whenever you open the cases via find by party name and citation, you not only get the party name, but you also get all the digest notes which have been made by the editors of Eastern Book Company. We all know the meaning of digest notes and the head notes, but the importance is very useful to us as it is kind of a time saver for us. So as we can see it over here on this screen, we can see that the judgment is obviously one. It's been highlighted as number one over here, and it has also been written as icon J. So icon J represents you're looking at a judgment. Icon D represents that you're looking at a digest note. The number beside that icon represents how many judges were there in the quorum. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it represents how many judges were there. The most important aspect of this particular tile is it gives you all the law point with respect to that judgment. Law point in the form of digest notes which we have made for you. So as you can see, this one judgment that is pretty old judgment from 1950 contains about 231 different points of law that were discussed in this judgment. Not only that, we only give you the heading, but something extra. We also gives you the information that on whichever law point that was discussed, what was the opinion from the judges, if there was a concurring or dissenting opinion, if there was a majority or minority opinion. So everything will be given in the capsulation format of a digest note.
Mohit, can you
So
open one digest note over here and
yeah,
we can have a look at that?
so this is a kind of a definition of a word that is due process of law, which was discussed in A.K. Gopalan. And on this definition, there were two definitions provided, one from Justice Faisal Ali sir, as you can see it over here, and one definition provided by Justice
Not a
Mukherjee sir.
definition, Mohit. The definition
Uh,
would not be the right word, but their opinions are given
their
over here.
opinion, absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
See, when we look at the sixth number, the number six denotes that there are six judges in the quorum. I'm sure every one of you, doing the research from a long time and would agree with me that whenever you want to, read a particular point of law or want to see that, what was being discussed in that particular judgment, you have to read the full judgment. You have to read all the judges' opinion, because we don't know that which judge, talked about this or did not talk about this. When you see the head note, the digest notes, you can see it over here that this is Fazil Ali opinion is given over here. This is Mukherjee's opinion is given over here. And then you can make it, head and tail out of it that, okay, this is something relevant to you or not. Moreover, if this is a case which is we have been looking at for the first time and you have no idea what the case is about, there is no need to go to the full judgment. You can simply read these headings which are coming in the D section: judicial review, scope of Supreme Court power, and then Maximus, other things. The key fundamental rights not exhaustive under the Constitution. You click on any of this, you will understand that what are the topics discussed. So at least you'll not get the 100% idea that what exactly was being discussed, but you'll understand that on what topics is this case was being dealt, which is I think a good enough start if you want to differentiate that this case is relevant to you or not relevant to you. And then obviously head note plays its own role. But I think Mohit has brought us on this case for a different reason altogether. Mohit?
Absolutely.
What is that?
So whenever we are researching on any particular case, sometimes we also wanted to know that the law point which we are about to cite after reading the case, does that law point has been overruled anywhere in any other case or not? So in case we would
That is
also
the later part. What I think first thing is that if the judgment is overruled or not. Isn't
absolutely.
that
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
So usually what do we do? I know now all of us I think know this 1950 judgment of A.K. Gopalan is we have heard about this
Let's
case.
take any other case for the overruled feature. Let's
Chalo.
click on the dashboard.
Let's Mohit take this example. Take this case of SP Gupta.
Yeah.
SP Gupta is I think no, don't take SP. Take ADM Jabalpur.
Sure.
It's a case where I should not be saying this on a recorded session, but I think this is the same case where Justice Khanna's dissenting
opinion. Yes.
Yeah, costed him his Chief Justice chair. So now, if you see, it says on the top, overruled case, Puttaswamy case. Now, this is not what we write on each and every judgment. So in some judgment, we write it. Some judgment, we are just going ahead with it. But I think what we would suggest that whenever you open any judgment with the help of party name or citation, why am I saying only these two? Because these two will open only a particular case. If you open by section-wise search, party like word search, it'll open so many other judgments as well. So with these two, party name or citation, it will open one judgment with obviously with the head notes. Once you open it, it looks like this. There's a sub search option, which if you can see the top left, there's a SEC Online logo, and then you have this search within search results. I think both of us would recommend that whenever you open the judgment on SEC Online, first thing you should do is do a sub search for the word overruled. What's going to happen is it's going to search for all the law points which have been overruled in this judgment. So we had 67 points of law with one judgment, making it 68. But then now you see there are only 17 results which are coming under overruled. And then you see the red exclamation mark next to 5. This simply means that this point of law has been overruled. The third entry does not have the red exclamation mark. That simply means that third one is not overruled, but probably just the word overrule was coming in it. So we'll leave that part. Now coming to this, the fourth column. Now if you scroll down at the bottom, we'll come back to that later. It says it was overruled in KS Puttaswamy case. It's a simple meaning of this is what it is. Now Mohit was saying about the dissenting opinion, concurring opinion, minority and majority opinion. Let's have a look at this. Now when you see this, we have already spoken about this, that we give you judges wise opinion. So this is what it is happening. But then you come to Justice Khanna's opinion. It says it was a dissenting opinion, and that's given over here. And now Mohit, can you click on the third entry, the third entry over here?
So third entry, like
Mohit,
the fourth number?
You're on the fourth. You go to the third entry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go to the last. End. Now have a look at this. Why we did not put an exclamation mark over there? It says majority opinion held constitutionally overruled, and Justice Khanna's dissenting opinion constitutionally incorporated in Ramdeo Chauhan's case. Majority opinion overruled and majority view of Justice Khanna upheld in KS Puttaswamy case. So rather than just saying, first of all, saying the judgment is overruled, that has been scrapped out. We're not saying judgment is overruled. We'll give you point-wise analysis that which point is overruled or not. And then we don't stop over there. We'll also jump into the second, like going thread-bearing, that there were two opinions, minority and majority. Are both the opinions overruled? Yeah, in some points, yes, both the opinions are overruled, but in some points, only the majority point has been overruled, minority has not. And now, though it says that this is the minority opinion and this is the majority opinion, but this also tells you that on this point, now Mohit, can you scroll up to the top?
Sure, sir.
On this point, this point is Article 21, read with 359, subpart 1, and Article, under the Constitution of India. All these first two or three opinions are not to be referred to, but the last one that Justice Khanna's you can still refer to it. So this is the work that we've been doing. And this red exclamation mark helps you identify the points which are not a good law, and obviously you should not be citing them in the court, but also gives you a room that other points which are still a good law, you can pick up some inference from it. And that's what the whole purpose of showing this example. And the best part, in case you want to go back to your original search of 68 results, you can simply cross out the overruled option over here, and you'll be back to your original search. So this way you can go back and forth. You can do sub searches. If you don't like the sub search, you can come back to the original search as well. Mohit, we have shown the print option. I'm assuming the members already know about the copy paste feature. How about we show them the case reference?
Sure, sir. So whenever the members would, please go ahead, sir.
Okay, so case reference is very helpful, sir. Because when I know that this case is relevant to me, this case is exactly what I'm looking for. That let's say in this scenario, ADM Jabalpur. Now, if this case is relevant to me, that means anywhere with this case would have been cited, referred, relied on, followed, anywhere that it was taken as a precedent, all those cases are relevant to me. Now, rather than searching for all those different kind of cases by by topic or by word, I can simply come to this case, that is ADM Jabalpur, and then take my cursor to the second icon in the third column, toolbar option, that says case reference. One click on this, I will get all my cases where ADM Jabalpur was ever cited. I'll add. So there are 251 judgments. So in AK Gopalan case, you can see the first one. The first one was AK Gopalan case. It said, we can take the first one.
Yeah.
So it says that though in this case, ADM Jabalpur was not really referred or relied on, because obviously it came after 1950. So obviously AK Gopalan could have not cited this case. But Mohitji, can you please stay on the first one? Thank you. So it says, but while you're reading AK Gopalan case, you should, also refer to this, on this point, you should also refer to ADM Jabalpur case. This is a editorial remarks. Let's go to third entry. Now, if you can see this, it says ADM Jabalpur was Shivkant Shukla and other cases all were relied on. Let's go with the fifth one. The fourth one is the same, that's why I skipped it. In the fifth one, it says ADM Jabalpur versus other cases, along with other cases. All these cases were cited. So you're getting this, you're opening up a Pandora box. With one click on case reference, it opens up the Pandora box and gives you all the information that you were not aware of. And then you choose that what you want to see and what you want to ignore. Mohit, I think we can go back to the dashboard.
Absolutely, sir.
And citation search.
Sure, sir.
We can
I have a
quickly
citation for you if you want for the SEC.
please go ahead. SEC, though, I think we all know that the SEC can be searched. The point that we're saying that we have equivalent citation functionality embedded in the software. So can you show us the list of journals that I can select from the dropdown?
Sure.
Okay, please scroll down. Can you have a quick look? So all these journals. So you're saying that any journal that we have over here listed, I can use a citation?
Yes, sir. You can use a citation.
Are these? Do I have true printout for all these journals?
Sir, for those which we have, we can say added in our database.
Yes. Yeah. So we don't have the true print for all these journals, like we said a few minutes back, that we have equivalent citation for our, for which we don't have the alliance with journals. We're giving equivalent citation. For others like ILS and all, if you search for ILS, you will still get the true printout. So the point is only with our collaborative partners, you will be able to get the true printout. Mohit, we not have a tie with AIR. Could you just give me AIR Supreme Court? Okay,
there you go. AIR Supreme Court.
Okay. You can also type it if in case this is too cumbersome for you. You can also type it over there, and even then you'll be able to get it. Mohit, let's take 2019. And the moment you write the bare minimum citation, it gives you the entire index of that particular volume. The first page or the first journal on page number 1, second on 24, then 38, 43. So you cannot go wrong with the citation. Mohit, just take the first one and get citation. And there we go. Mohit, can you show us the head note? Over there, we'll have the equivalent citations. And there we have it for all the members. SEC Criminal, SEC Civil, SEC Online, AIR, AIC, Cuttack Law Times, Criminal Law Journal, all that is available. So if you would have used any citation, you would have got the same result.
Where is the list of journals you said you have a true print of?
Sir, the list of journals that we have a true print of, that is mentioned outside. So I can give you quickly, run through those. So all the ILRs that you see over here, we'll be able to give you a true printout of that. Maharashtra Law Times, Guwahati Law Times, then DRJ, DLT, then CTC, then what else? Law Weekly. All these are alliances. So when you do the search, when you use their citation, you'll get the printout as it was published in their journals. The list of all the Alliance ones is mentioned on the main website. I will take you one session gets over. I'll show you this. So that being done, we'll go to the next search, Mohit.
Sure.
Please see if you can click on that. Find case law by section. So personally, I show this feature to the students because this is easy, step by step, and they can get the judgment on a particular section. I will show this feature, but I will not recommend that you use this. I would recommend that you want to see judgments on a particular section, use the word search. But just for example's sake, Mohit, could you take Evidence Act, section 27?
Sure.
And we'll find nothing. This is not how we have to write. So we'll just write first, we'll write the act name. So Evidence Act, please start search, Mohit.
Oh, sorry.
Just write the Evidence Act, yeah. Just write Evidence Act, you'll get the latest one anyway. 72 is the latest one, which is instant. So the entire act opens up. Showing 27, if I'm correct, is that what I'm looking for? Yes, take this one. And click on Go. You'll get your judgments on section 27 of Evidence Act. This is applicable to all the sections, all the acts. You can open it, click on it, and you'll get the judgment straight away. But I'm not a big advocate of this. I don't really push this feature too much for the professionals, because this list that you get, that you got just right now, it's 200 results, is only giving you when Evidence Act was being discussed as a principal topic. If something has been discussed as a as a subtopic, Evidence Act section 27 discussed as a secondary topic, those results will not come over here. So for that, Mohit, can we now go to the word search?
Sure.
We can perform the same search over here, get better results. Mohit, could you do the could you write Evidence Act in double quotes? Now I'm requesting Mohit to write Evidence Act in double quotes, because evidence and act, they're two words. If I don't put double quotes, what's going to happen is it's going to search evidence and act separately. To ensure that Evidence Act is not searched separately, I will put the double quotes. So for any legal phrase, locus standi, doctrine of proportionality, then res judicata, public interest litigation, all these words, tender offers, restraint of trade, dispute resolution, tort claims, all these, legal words, you have to put double inverted commas. And the second thing, what we're looking for is section 27. So just write 27 over there. Just write 27. No need to write section, SS dot, nothing. Just write these two things. Now, if I do a start search right now, there's a possibility that it will give me section 27, but it is a high possibility as well that it might give me 27 coming anywhere. Evidence Act coming in the first paragraph, 27 coming, far off. What do I want? I want that these two words should appear near to each other, and that's when it will make sense to what I'm asking for. So when I want any two words or three words appearing next to each other or within one sentence, all I have to do is put the word near in between. I have to like literally type the word near. Mohit? Near has to be in capitals and start search. I've never done this search before, so I have to see that if the results are more or less.
There were 2,000 before.
So there are 10,000 now. So you can see the the number as increased drastically. I think 5 times now. So that's why Mohit is now also doing another aspect. He's saying that I only want to see judgments from a specific era, from 2006 to 2021. So this will now get filtered out accordingly. 7,000. And can we also do a particular court-wise? I'm not interested in any other court. I'm interested in only Supreme Court judgments. So I can say only Supreme Court. Click on only. You only get Supreme Court judgment. And I want to see the latest judgment on section 27. So sort by latest first. And there we have it. 12th of May 2021, the judgment is appearing right in front of you. So this is the simpler way of doing it. Now let's go back to word search. Now this is the way we are saying that we put, double quotes and do the search and near and all the feature. Near can be used for any other, proposition of law that you have in your mind. Our simple suggestion would be that do not write full sentences, because that ways it will, give you too much of results. I'm sure by now members would have figured out this thing, but I will just bring it to everyone's attention so that everyone is on the same page. If you write 5 words, if you write a sentence which consists of 5 words, it will search for all those 5 words and take it as a mandate that these 5 words has to be there in one document. If even one word is missing, it will not give you results. Let me give you an example of this. I'm not going to use a sentence. I'm going to use different words. Mohit, could you just write double quotes में dowry death and start another double quote and write bride burning and another write multiple dying declaration. So the case is very simple. I'm looking for a case of multiple dying declaration of where the dowry that was the reason and the bride was burnt. Now, if I can do a start search right now, or I can put near, but I'm not putting near because these words will not appear near each other. It will come, across the judgment. So let the near go and just start search. To my surprise, this results would be very few. And we all know that heinous crime, prevails throughout India, especially in North India for that matter. And getting one judgment is just not possible. I wish this was true, but unfortunately it's not. Now, where did I go wrong? I have no idea. Because I searched for 3 words, I have no idea that which word, created this problem. Now, what is happening in SCC that when I write 3 words, I'm calling them 3 words because dowry death is 1 word, bride burning is 1 word, and the multiple identification is another word. It has searched for all the judgment wherein these 3 words are coming, and it's not even excluding even single word out of it. There would be a lot of judgments which will have dowry and bride burning for sure, but multiple identification was not there. So there might be 1,000 judgments with these 2 first searches, but because we added another element to it, I could not find it. So Mohit, what we're going to do? We're going to remove all this. We're going to apply our step-by-step breadcrumb sub-searches feature. So we're going to search with dowry death first. Start search. And do a sub-search for bride burning. Now what will happen is with the sub-searches, I will get to know that which word is creating a problem. So from 4,000, I'm down to 600. Now, if I write multiple identification, I know there's a problem over here because that's why the numbers are coming less. Now, why? Because when I was giving this, when this question was asked, it was asked several years back. I was in Jharkhand. Mohit, can you remove the multiple results once? Because multiple dying declaration is not a legal phrase. Dying declaration is a legal phrase. Because we say dying declarations were multiple or there were more than one dying declaration. So it is not right to use the multiple as a phrase. That's why we're getting less results. Mohit, just put double quote and start search. We still got significant results. And can you see the third window once? Dowry death, bride burning, all the 3 words are coming over there. But I'm looking for more multiple or more than one dying declaration. So I can either write more than one or I can write multiple, whatever that is relevant. I remember that I did search with more than one, so I'm going to use that one. And now if you see, it comes on the screen, the second paragraph, it says, if there are more than one dying declaration, they should be consistent. And rest of the things we can read as and when. Now this sub-searches helps you with identifying that where is the problem. Also, this is the legal phases. Sometimes you're looking for words which are not a part of the legal dictionary, like temporary employees. Now I don't know that should I search for temporary employees, should I search for casual employees, should I search for Should I search for casual employees? Should I search for ad hoc employees? What should I call them? So I can go back and forth. So this way I can do it. Now, the reason why I stopped you here, no worries, Mohit, no worries. When we saw the the sub searches, 4 sub searches, you can click on any of the cross sign. It will remove only that element. So we search for dowry death, bride burning, dying declaration, and more than one. If I choose to click on the cross sign of the bride burning, it will remove only the bride burning results from the screen, from this particular result screen, and the remaining will just be there. But the numbers will obviously increase because one word has been removed from it. Let's go back to word search. We were taking session yesterday for Answer University, and this was a question raised yesterday. Not they had raised, but there was a question, and I explained it with this example. When you're doing a legal research, we need to understand that we're not we're looking for judgments which have been authored by individuals. Now, every individual would have a different way of writing a judgment, have a different vocabulary. So if you have one sentence that you're looking for, do not write the exact sentence because there are different ways to write that particular sentence. Now, there's one common statement that we all have used in our legal fraternity. That is, Mohit, could you write it for me? Lawyers are the officers of the court. Now, this can be, we can say it, lawyers are officers of the court, lawyers are considered, lawyers should act as officers of the court. There are different derivatives of it. So if I search with this right now, I can't put double quotes because if I put double quotes, I will not get the other derivatives. If I'm putting extra words, that is just, gonna narrow down my result for no reason. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just pick up the main words, which are there in all the sentences, irrespective of the fact. So I'm gonna use the 3 words, lawyers, officers, and court. And in this scenario, I will put the word near. And I'm also getting some suggestions, but I'll leave the suggestions right now. Because I am putting near for a simple reason that it will not make sense if lawyers is coming somewhere else, officers are roaming around in the judgment, in the last paragraph. It will not make sense. I want them to be, related to each other. And I think, as I can recall, the first entry would have the result itself. Mohit, can you scroll down? Lawyers are the officers of the court. And Mohit, can you scroll the center column once? So lawyers are the officers of the court, the same line. Let's see some other derivative. Please scroll down. Same lines. See this one. Lawyers because they are the officer of the court. Lawyers are the part of the judicial system and are the officer of the court. So you're getting more derivatives. Mohit, let's show the saving of folders icon over here. I can save this judgment into the folder. So I can click on this folder icon. And I can change my folder. I can create as many folders as we said earlier. Folder, new folder. You can write Suri and Suri, the folder name. And okay, so associates, you can put, okay, no worries. Select folder, so the folder has been made. Now one document has been saved. Can you save one more judgment, 1 or 2 more judgments? There goes another one, and take 1 more, and that'll be good enough, I think, for us. So Mohit has saved 3 judgments over here. Mohit, how do I get to the folder? So there's a dashboard icon, and next to that there's a 3 bunch of guys sitting together. Go to my folders, view folders, and we'll be able to see all the folders over here. And what we mentioned about the compendium, you can make a compendium. Also, you can, let's suppose there are 10 judgments that you want to take a printout of. So rather than going one by one to all the printouts, you can also open you can put all of those judgments or articles or acts, whatever you want to make the folder a part of. You can make a part of, and then you can take a printout of all of it together. So let's go to your folder that we just created. So it's all alphabetically arranged. There we have it. 3 judgments, 2 judgments, 1 head note. I can select all on the top, and then go to the next icon, that is action icon, and the third last option, that is print. I can take the print or take the true printout, and it'll give me all the printouts together in one document. But looking at the time, time is limited. I'll just show you the case compilation. Click on the case compilation. This is the compendium feature, and just click on OK, create. You have to just zoom out a bit. Yeah, there's a create option at the bottom. Zoom out a bit more, I think. Okay, no worries. So the red one was a create icon. Probably Mohit, the screen is not, was not able to show it. It's too zoomed in. And now you see the index is mentioned over here. OP Sharma versus High Court, Supreme Court Bar Association versus UP, and OP Sharma, the same, I think the same head note of the same judgment. And this is purely editable. I understand that when we are submitting something, we have to also mention the party name of which case that we are submitting this compendium for. So Mohit, take your cursor just before the table of contents. No, Mohit, in the third column and the table of content heading, and just put a couple of press couple of enters over here. And on the top, you can mention the party name, that this is the first party, party number 2, party 1 versus party 2, and you can make your own compendium. Once you move to the second entry, that is your pages, all that you selected, the pagination has been done. So pages 1, 2, 3, 4 all be done, and it will be matched with the same index that you just saw a couple of seconds back. And there we have it, the first one, page 1, page 2, and it'll keep on going on. So this is a compendium feature. You can download this and save it onto your machine, and either upload it or take a printout of it as per your wish.
I think this is a very useful feature now, because all of the judgments that we are now sharing with the courts are with an index and with pagination.
Exactly.
So this is something that one can use apart from the other PDF sort of softwares we use for paginating it and creating the index straight in the SCC software, right?
Yes. That was the whole purpose. Like I said, that the new e-filing that has been brought in that requires everything of this sort. So this will work perfectly, with that.
Yes. No, this is very useful.
And I think, Ms. Suri, there's also another thing that, when I'm doing this kind of searches, if I'm using a particular, like 10 cases in my current submission, it is saved in my folder. If tomorrow I want to come back and see that what all I had, submitted, if for some reason my document is lost, my research is there. And otherwise, if, something similar, some case similar to what I've been dealing with right now comes in the future, those folders will become my own database. So if I'm dealing too much into arbitration cases, I can make one arbitration folder and I can put all the important judgments, start putting important judgments over there. Over a period of time, that folder will be so enriched in the information that I would not like to do search. I will just refer to those folders.
Correct.
And I'll show you one. Please,
you also were mentioning the collaboration feature in this. What is that?
Yes. So the collaboration is, I need to understand that if you have a group user or if you have an IP user, sir.
I think we have an IP user.
Okay, so in IP, it would be a challenge because it only happens in group user. I'll show you how it works. Mohit, can you scroll up a bit? You've already shared some folders with someone. Can you scroll up the folder icon? So this is right now only available for the group users. So right now, Mohit and I, we are on the group of SCC Online. So that's why we see this. Now you see this outward pointing arrow. So that means Mohit has shared this with someone. So Mohit has shared this with someone. And now talking about how can I share it? Mohit, can you just go back, just go slow on it? So you can open any folder. Mohit, open another folder because I think this folder has already been shared. Right. Just share. You don't have to select anything. And now the list of all the employees are here. So you can search for Chetan. Yeah. And now Mohit can decide that Chetan only can view it or can also edit it. That simply means that can I contribute to the folder and can I delete something from the folder, or I can just, I'm there for the viewing purposes. I cannot make any changes. So I say can modify or whatever that you might want to give me the rights, apply. And now if I cross this out, so it's there, Mohit just close this one. And now there will be an outward pointing arrow. If someone shares anything with Mohit, there will be an inward pointing arrow that someone has shared this thing with you. I don't think so, Mohit, anything I've shared with you or anyone has shared with you right now. So,
not as of now.
Yeah. So this is the sharing option which is there. But I think on IP, it's not possible.
So this
But
sharing is within the team only, or can you do it outside Office?
Within the team, so it's only the, so if you ever take a group user of 5 members and the 5 IDs are there, so you can only share within the 5. So like you saw right now, the list that Mohit was showing when Mohit got on the sharing option, this is all the employees of our company. This is a complete list of employees. So Mohit can share this document with anyone. Only among our organization, but beyond that. I'll share one last example and I then open the forum for questions.
Sure.
This question is was raised right now. I think an hour back. I was taking a session with, like I said, about taxation. So ENY head of national head of taxation of ENY, sir and I, we were sitting there. So Uday sir is his name, and he asked this question that if there are a lot of warehouses, there are a lot of companies which use big machineries, the trucks, the earth movers within the premises of the factory, and they never go out. So the question was that, do we actually need to pay taxes for that? Because they are never going out on the roads. Other than the being used in the premises, they never go on the road. So why should we even pay taxes for that? Now, it took us a couple of minutes, but I think I was accompanied with one of the very seasoned person of a company. I'm sure most of you already know him. This is Sanjay Kapoor. So he went to word search. Just please go on a word search. And if I can recall correctly, all he said was other than road. He said just search for other than road.
That's all.
That's all. And double quotes. Other than the road, other than road, let's search for it. I think we'll get our answer right now. And if this is the same search that he had mentioned, we'll get the results in the first go itself. Mohit, can you click on the next highlight? No worries. Please scroll down. Factory and network other than inspector. Belong to the municipality. Just search for other than the road.
Yes.
Okay, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. So other, there was, what is this? Enclosed premises or vehicle less than 4 wheelers fitted with engine capacity. No, this is not the one. Okay. There was something talking about tractor as well. So
is this the one?
Other purified hydrogens, factory of mine other than network are not equipped to the tower. No. Just go back. These are small searches, but sometimes these small searches, you just can't remember the exact same thing. But I think the double quotes are not working for some reason, Mohit.
Yes.
This is the same challenge that we were facing yesterday.
Other than road.
No. Just go back. Just go back to the search.
Okay.
Other than the road. Just write other than the road. Though it doesn't make sense spelling. Let me see if I can find in my searches, because I was showing the screen when Mr. Kapoor was showing this on the screen. Other than roads, just search for other than roads with an S. Then you'll get your answer. Other than roads, S, the Radhaji, please. Yeah. And start search. It is sometimes very surprising that we hear about so many things and then we are just getting the solution with just one word. Please scroll registration. Please scroll down. Please scroll down. That's the one. So use only places other than roads or public places in different matter because whether they have been registered under the Act or are liable to pay payment of tax under the Taxation Act will depend upon the provisions of the respective Act. The tractor is a vehicle to be registered, is not a vehicle to be registered under the Act. So obviously we didn't search with this word in the first go. We tried using a different permutation and combination, but then with just this word, these three words, we could get what we were looking for. And this is the first judgment that we got. So I think I'll stop over here. And members, I think there are a lot of competent members sitting on this meeting. So we can have the questions now. Anything that members would like to ask, we will take the questions now. Sir.
Yeah, I think before I mean we can put the question, but just 3 or 4 things I think which are takeaways for us from this is some of the new features that we saw were one on the commentary aspect, in the bare acts that you've added. That was one additional feature which we saw. Then I think another useful tip which you gave us was with respect to the overruled cases, how to, that's a one-step way to determine whether a case has been overruled entirely or on a particular point.
Right, sir.
And similarly, along on the same lines was that case reference tip.
Right.
And then the additional feature on the acts that you showed us.
Yes.
So I think these and the curated topics is that addition that you've also shown. So I think all in all, useful session for us to get onto and get these tips in addition to getting a refresher on the word search, because I think that word search is the most important feature in your search engine, and that is something which we need to master, when to use the word near, when to use the word and, when to use double quotes, because that takes you straight away to that particular point in a more efficient way to what you're looking for. So that is something which I think which we want to learn a bit more. So in the past, I have seen that you had some, YouTube videos also on your website explaining how to do research better. If those are easily available, if you can also in an email just share those links so that at our convenience we can review those YouTube videos, ourselves, just to get better at this. So thank you so much. Yeah, and I'll just open it up for any colleagues who have any questions. I think I'm sure I rarely use this, but all my colleagues use this often. So I'll just open it up.
Yeah. Please. Once we have the question answer done, then I will answer the question of that you mentioned about the YouTube videos. So we have made another segment for that. So I will answer that once we are done with the questions. So please.
So there is one question from Ms. Shilpa ma'am.
Please.
She's saying that suppose we are reading the digest notes of a judgment, how do we locate from the digest note that such has been referred in so and so the para of the judgment?
Okay, so let me see if this head note does the same thing or not. Let me open a particular case. So this is very specific in nature. So let's take preventive detention as a topic and start search. So now if you see this example is a random example I've taken. It's a digest note itself. It's a D over here. When you're reading, so I understand there are two questions. First, when you're reading the head note, that, how can I see the full judgment from the head note? That's one. And the second is that the head note that we are just talking about, in which para this entire thing was being discussed. So when you're reading the para, when you're reading the judgment, reading the head note, in most of the time you will see this. It says, now this is what you see over here in italics. This is just a summary of the entire point of law. So this is being mentioned over here separately. But then this, what you see over here, is the summary of 2 paragraphs. As like you see, it's a para number 7 and 9. And then further this one as well. And the last line it says, accordingly, the detention order is quashed. This was been discussed in para 9. So this has all been mentioned. Not only over here, if you open the judgment and this is the point of preventive detention. Even if I open the full judgment, so how can I open the judgment? I can click on this citation. Once I click on the citation, it opens the judgment. And even when I see the head notes over there, like this was a head note that I was looking over there, I can come over here. The hyperlinkage is done rightly over there. So I can click on this 7, it jumps straight away to para 7 of that judgment. So this linkage has been done for all the judgments. Not only that, these things which are not mentioned, on the top, but at the bottom, if you see over here, it says on this point, this case was followed, this case was relied on, this case was followed, referred to, and this case was reversed. And then ED is editorial remarks, something extra from the editorial department. The editorial department says that you should also see the criminal law. This is this preventive detention order, criminal prosecution against detenu, and then other things. And the complete digest of Supreme Court cases, 2nd edition, volume 26. On page number 259, you'll get something more meaningful information. And then this chronological list of cases cited, all the cases that are cited in one particular case, pick up any case. This list would be given over here. Not only this, if you see, it says this particular citation, this, and this. And next to that, it says 387G-H. Now, what is this? This is exactly the page number that on this page, this was being referred in the judgment. So let's take this. It says Reddia versus Government of AP. I click on this. I'm jumped over here. So I have to see now where exactly Reddia versus. Okay. If you see this, superscript number 1. So this is the same one, Reddia versus, no. That was, wait a sec. This is 387GH. To find it really. Mohit, can you help me look for this particular case? Where exactly is this case?
I'm also looking at.
It's in 6, para 6.
Para 6, is it? Oh yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
There, yes. Yeah. So you get to that particular page, and it says GH. That GH actually is the placitums that we have, but which only appears when you take a true printout. So that's why I was taking some time. But you get that easy reference that what all cases were cited and on which page number was cited, so that you get better understanding of this entire reference thing. Any other question? Okay, thank you. I think Mahima. So I think before I could answer the question, members were already there. Please unmute yourself, Mahima, if you have any question. Ms. Agarwal?
Yeah, am I audible?
You are, please.
So I was recently researching on NCLT and NCLAT cases. So I found one NCLT but I wanted to see whether there was an appeal in the NCLAT. So I did see the case reference, but there was nothing there in the case reference. Then I did a general word search also, and the party search. So I couldn't find. Then I did a Google search, and there was one NCLAT judgment. So I just want to know that whether you upload all the judgments given by a particular tribunal or a court, or only those judgments that lay down a law.
So yes, it's a valid question, and so I'll answer this question, but I'll add another element to it. If a case has been decided and it goes for the appeal to the other court, to the higher appellate court, if it's still in the process, right? If it's still being discussed and the case has not reached finality, that case will not be here, and neither will be able to tell you that it has been challenged in the higher court or not, in the appellate court or not. That's one. But like you said, there's a question. This is different, that it has already been decided by the appellate court. So coming to what you had asked, that do we cover all the judgments? No, we don't really cover 100% judgments. Coverage is not done by any publisher for that matter. Supreme Court, yes, the percentage is much higher in 90s, but for tribunals, for high courts, we are a bit selective. So when there's a new point laid down, then yes, it comes over there. And if it's not, then I think the criteria, what is the criteria and all, I'm not really well versed with that. My editorial department takes care of it. They go through all the judgments. and if they think that this will add value to it, then yes, it comes in. Just one, let me ask a question before I end my answer to this. The example that you just took, when it went to the appellate court, was it upheld or was the decision reversed?
It wasn't challenged on the NCLT judgment per se wasn't challenged.
Okay.
Challenge was on some other ground, so can't really say whether the NCLT judgment was overruled or not.
Okay. So I think in that case, I think I'll stick to the same explanation that I said. We are a bit selective on putting what to put, what not to put. But I think that those things will you'll see have been changed in past, I think, 3-4 years. Earlier, what we used to do is, let me show you with an example. Earlier, what we were focusing only and only on was that whatever was being searched, or whatever that was being published on SCC Online books, only those things used to come on SCC Online. Right now, what we've done is, because we don't publish tribunal judgments, we don't publish high court judgments, but people still want to see the judgments. So the point that you just raised, that what is the do we publish or not? So recently we have started doing it, and that is being done with this. Let me show it to you, and that is SCC Online. So we have a new citation that is a website, a web citation, judgment which do not get published ever, but because we want to give it to our members, so we will keep it as on the website itself, not in the print, even if it's not there in the print. So you'll see a new citation format that is SCC Online SC, that is Supreme Court, SCC Online AP, that is Andhra Pradesh, like Zone 3 SCC Online BOM, that is Bombay 642. So this judgment got published, so it has the 2018 7 SCC thing. But earlier, when it was not published, this was citation. So there will be few judgments which will never get printed. So those judgments will also be available over here. So that ways, the NCLT, the other tribunals judgments and all will also be available. So now if you can see, 7,98,000 tribunal judgments are available over here. And I've just searched for SCC Online. So this is the quantum of information that you can get access to. If you have done the same search a couple of years back, this number would have been, I think, running into 3 digits, not more than that. Any other question?
I have one more question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
And it's not related to research, but sometimes when we save cases and other true copy, the print copy, sometimes we are able to highlight the document and sometimes we are not. So is that just luck based? I mean, when we are
No, neither is luck based, neither we are biased looking at the person ID that this person is not our very good customer, so we'll not give it. It's nothing like that. There's a reason for it. And the reason is very simple. When you take a printout, like we said that there are 2 options. So let me give you an option. Let me start with an example with this. I open up this judgment. And in the print, like we mentioned when Mohit was showing this, in the print you have 2 options. One is a true print, other one is a non-true print. If you go with a true print copy, right? Let me just go through it. It will not let you highlight a single line in the true print, okay? Because it is password protected and all those security things have been done on this to ensure the authenticity is of the highest order. However, if you go to the same option but move to the next option, that is non-true print. You take a non-true print, it automatically populates. And now if you try to highlight, it will still not happen over here. And there's a reason for it before we jump the gun. Because right now it's opening on the browser. Before in order to make it, you can highlight or anything of that sort, you have to download it onto your machine. So let me download it on my this thing. And now let me open from here. Oh, it's still opening from here. I have to go back to my folder. Just give me a moment. So downloads. This is the judgment. So I open it. Now it doesn't open on the browser. It opens on my laptop's preview option. And over here, I have the option of highlighting. I can take this. Let's take yellow. Okay, I think we have recently, no, sorry. This judgment has a head note, so this will not happen. Sorry, my mistake. That's completely my mistake. Wait a sec. Latest first. So any judgment which have a head note, you'll not be able to highlight. That's been the recent changes. Earlier we were able to highlight anything, but now judgment like these, you can simply take the printout, then save it, and then you can highlight. So any judgment which doesn't have head notes, those judgments will be able to do any highlight part as you want. So save it, and let me go back with the same thing. There, that's the judgment, I believe. Yeah, and from here, yellow, and I can highlight as much as I want. So judgment with the head notes will give you a tough time. But there's a solution to that as well. There's a workaround. I'm going to tell you the workaround around it. That is this. So you can, wait a sec. Yes, take this one, and I cannot highlight it, but I can certainly, underline the things on this and also on the true printout. This.
You're working on Adobe, sir, or any other software?
I'm working on my Mac preview, the basic. There's no software required for this.
Okay.
And if in case I want to see boxes, I can create boxes on a particular paragraph that I need to. So highlighting, yes, it's a challenge for this, but the workaround for now is this. You can highlight this particular part. The head is too loud, so I'm gonna just create something which is more subtle. So yeah, and this way you can, get what you're looking for. Highlight something if the highlighting part doesn't work. Mahima?
Yes, I believe that answered the question.
Okay. Any other question? Otherwise, I'll show the videos that we have kept.
Yeah, we can see those in the wrap up.
Right. So we were on the website. There we are. So the earlier we had put everything on the YouTube, but finding a particular video on YouTube can be challenging, even when you know that you can go to the SSC channel and everything will be poured over here. But still, it's too much of a task. So what you've done is, depending on the screen that you're on, you come onto this question mark, it will give you all the manuals, all the training videos, which are related to this particular screen. So how to filter, how to smart copy, how to save with highlight, without highlight, print, how to do this, how to do case reference, everything is there. So if I click on any of this, and this will change, obviously, when I go to a different screen, these options will change. So I can go through these, or I can simply go to view user manual. The reason I'm taking you over here is because it's a different website that we have made. It's a very interactive website. So if you want to see the training videos, you can just write a webinar. So there are 7 or 8 videos that we had recorded during the initial, like almost a year back. And this is the, we picked up 1 tile or 2 tiles at a time, and then, went in detail of it, because we had approximately 9,000, 10,000 people who were watching this webinar, and people were from various fraternities, like students were there, academicians were there, advocates were there, judges were there, so we had to cover each and every aspect. So like if you can see, advanced search is different. Case compilation folder section is different. Then search, browse for research, that's a different search. Searching on the move, that is different. These are all videos. But in case you want to see about near feature, just write the word near. It'll tell you how to use near. Click on that. It will explain that this is how you need to use a near. You write murder, near knife, and the terms will come like this. search, and the result will look like this. Similarly, apart from near, there's another option of not. When we do not want the second word. So let's suppose you want the first word, we do not want the second word, you can use the word not. So let's, in this case, what have we taken? We have taken the same example, murder case where knife is not involved. So what we have done is we've written murder, not knife. So it'll give me all the cases where murder was mentioned, but knife is not discussed at all. And this is the same thing, you say folders, you get all the things that are related to folders, how to save folder, how to do a search folder, how to make a case compilation, all that is available. Simple suggestion when you're using this particular website is do not write queries over here. Write the simple word, it will give you the better results. The same thing what we are applying on SCC Online. And you can come from here, or you can also open this by prefixing help before scconline.com. So the URL is help.scconline.com. So even if you type it directly on the screen like this, help.scconline, there we are. It'll open the website directly. And all these videos that we just spoke about, all these videos that we are talking about are kept already on the YouTube. So it'll play it over here itself. So yes, so.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking out time. I think you've given us some things to work upon as well. So I think we have enough homework till we meet next. So thank you so much for taking out time, and do keep up this aspect of giving us updates and training as and when you are setting this up. So we would definitely like to get these regular updates and trainings from your end.
Please, sir.
And look forward to seeing you next time now.
Absolutely. I think your members are very, the question that were asked by Ms. Agarwal and all, it shows that members are actually using it, because all these small, tiny things, it only comes from the person who is using it. So I think whenever the members want to come for another advanced session, so Mohit would be a point of contact. Mohit is assigned to your law firm. So whenever you need anything of session or anything, you don't need to call on the toll-free number. You don't have to rewrite an email to anyone. Just give a call to Mohit or just drop in a message. And this goes for everyone on this call. Mohit has already shared the number on the chat. You can take his number, his mobile number. It has WhatsApp on it. So you can drop queries to him. He can help you with that. You can message him that we want an advanced session. He can arrange all that for you. So.
Thank you. And I think we'll take you up on that offer soon. So thank you, and Mohit and all our colleagues for joining in. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll end this recording now, and Mohit will share the recording by today evening.